Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. I am Nebocsid, and this is a Q&A session. I would like to thank everyone who submitted questions to me, especially Steve, who was by far the leading asker. Yellow Yugo asks, what inspired you to start posting videos online? This is a two-part answer. The first part was the idea was planted in my head by an old high school friend. If you look at my YouTube name, Nebocsid, backwards it spells Disco Ben. Of course, that's something I picked up in high school, and part of that is that I would dance in the halls. And now I've been fat for a long time, so to see a fat guy dancing is rather entertaining. I reconnected on Facebook with an old high school buddy of mine, and he remembered this, that I was one of those dancers. I will freely admit to being a horrible dancer, and if you want to see it, go back to one of my videos, This Is Where I Came In remix. That's like all me dancing, so you will see how bad of a dancer I am. Anyways, I had done a Canada Day video back in, I think it was 2010 that I did that, and I was plugging away at it and trying to, and you know how it is when you post something on YouTube, you kind of want to get people to watch it, so anyway, this guy, he asked, well, are you dancing it? No. That was me going around on Canada Day, just filming whatever I could, and then posting clips online. So, there's no dancing it. No. But at that point, it's like, wait a minute, I'm disco. Why the hell have I not done a video of me dancing? It seems like it would be something that I would do, because I'm me. So, I eventually decided, you know what, I'll do it. And that brings me to the second part of what inspired me to do them was, I was essentially looking for something that I didn't have to worry about the copyright dealings of it, you know? Because my first choice actually would have been like maybe Bee Gees or Gloria Gaynor or the Tramps, you know something like really disco-y, because that would be the logical choice. But of course, then you have to go through all the copyright dealings and all that. And I thought to myself, well, as much as an obvious choice that would be, you know, I don't really feel like going through those hoops. So I was looking through my music selection, you know, like all my MP3s, and I found a bunch of video game remixes, which you guys obviously now know that I am a pretty good fan of, or a pretty big fan of. So I thought, okay, I'll look through these, see if I can find anything that I can use. And I found Aerosmith Points by DJ Chrono, and it was a remix of Terra's theme of Final Fantasy VI. And I liked it, I used it, and I just kept finding more and more remixes that I wanted to use for these videos. And that's just kept me going, you know, it's like, hey, I really like that remix. And tomorrow's remix is actually one that if I had it, I probably would have gone with that one instead. But you will get to see it tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. And there you go. That is what inspired me to keep doing these videos. Is basically my old buddy from high school and the music that I use. Speaking of ocremix.org, by the time you see this video, they will be done with the Kickstarter that they have for their Final Fantasy VI project that they're doing, because sometimes they'll do these really big projects dedicated to specific games. They'll decide to pay tribute to, say, Mega Man, and they'll get a bunch of their remixes and they'll put together a whole bunch of remixes based on the soundtrack to a particular Mega Man. Well, they're doing Final Fantasy VI, and they're doing a huge project on that one, and I'm really looking forward to it. So, good luck, OC Remix. I have already pledged money to that one, so I'm looking forward to the physical copy of that one. Because, well, Final Fantasy VI is my favorite game. Mr. Leopard asks, what's the strangest thing you've eaten and seen eaten? Well, for me, I really can't say anything. You know, I've never really eaten anything strange. The closest, I guess, strange for me would be a kimchi dog from the Japadog hot dog stands. For anyone who is in Vancouver, the Vancouver area, you know, there are these hot dog stands where they have specialty hot dogs, you know, and they're called Japadog. And I guess, like, for me, when I went there, it's like, okay, the point is I'm going to try something different. So I tried a kimchi dog, and it was okay. You know, I didn't really care that much for it. But, you know, that was the point, was to try something different. So that's about as close to eating something strange is for me. As far as seeing something strange eaten, ants. I remember watching Fear Factor one time, and the challenge for a particular point was that you had 4 or 5 turns at a billiards table, and you would try to shoot in 4 balls into the pockets, and whichever balls were still on the table, whatever you would eat, whatever they represented. And someone actually ate ants. So that's the strangest thing I've ever seen eaten. Let's see. Again from Mr. Leopard. If you could get any celebrity to appear in your videos, who would you get and what would you get them to do? Well, Megan Fox stripping. Oh wait, you mean YouTube video. Okay, I would go with Mick Foley because I'm a wrestling fan. And I would do a really hokey wrestling match. You know, like we all know that wrestling is scripted, slash fake, or however else you want to put it. That said, you know, they do make a genuine effort to try to make it look like it's halfway real. That said, if I were to do this video with Mick Foley, everything in it would look completely fake and goofy and silly, and it would just be like, what are you smoking? Which is kind of ironic, because anyone who knows me knows that I don't do any drugs. I am strange enough as it is. Again from Mr. Leopard. If you had to choose between abolishing chocolate and killing 4 random men, what would you pick? Killing 4 random men, duh. I'm a fat man, and I want my chocolate. You know what, come to think of it, considering the number of times I've been rejected, and seeing how women love chocolate, I may have to reconsider that answer. So, again from Mr. Leopard, what's 6 plus 8? The answer is the number of body odors that I produce on a daily basis. The answer is 14. Vinny asks, describe your perfect dishwasher. Me. I've been washing dishes for 7 years, Vinny. I am my perfect dishwasher. Oh wait, you mean the machine that I use in the dish pit. My perfect dishwasher would be able to dissolve like the stuck-on stuff. You know, like the cheeses and the dips that don't want to come off right away. You know, I've been washing dishes for 7 years. That stuff's annoying. It's my job, so I do it anyway. Like, don't get me wrong, it's my job. I'm paid to do it, so I do it anyway. But like, no, how many of us really have a perfect job, you know? There's always going to be something that we might not like about said job, but we do it anyway because we have bills to pay, you know, we have rent, you know. You do what you have to, right? So I just suck it up and keep going. But yeah, my perfect dishwasher, it would have something that would make it so that I don't have to scrub anymore. That's a perfect dishwasher, one where I don't have to scrub anymore. And Jack asks me, which famous actor would you get to play you in a movie? And don't say Hugh Jackman. Hugh Jackman! Because he is Hugh Jackman. Or would I get Jack Human? Okay, seriously, to answer that question, George Garcia. He's the guy who played Hurley on Lost, so I've been told a lot of times that I look a lot like him. You know, you can decide for yourself how true that is. I've never actually watched Lost, so I really wouldn't know about his character, although when I did Google it, apparently, he has his role is more comedic anyway, so that's probably in line of what I would be doing anyway, so there you go. George Garcia. Well, that wraps it up, ladies and gentlemen. My new OC Remix video comes up tomorrow. And thank you for watching. You know, please subscribe, like this video. You know, just keep watching.